Hello and welcome to the third episode of Season 2 of the Bentley A&A Cricket Show. I've got Adam Kane and Adam Mickelson. How are you, mate?
Good, you?
Very well, very well.
Good to be here.
We've had a few complaints about last round and our episodes with me coming to sit down at the start of the episode, so we'll work on that, but we're just trying to work on some new software to make the episodes more appealing to the viewers. But anyway, we'll move on to A&A's round 2, and it was a bit, I guess, you always want the first to win, which is great, so well done to your first win as skipper, Adam.
Thanks, Kane.
Unfortunately, the rest of the team's lost, but anyway, it was still a good result for the first 11. We played Carnegie South, and they finished all out for 100. Oh, actually, I should say we batted first, so we made 6 for 153 with yourself top scoring, Adam, with 69 not out, and then Carnegie South were actually in a reasonable position where they might have been a chance to win, being 4 for 105, I think, with about 10 overs to go. But unfortunately for them, they were all out for 133 after some good bowling from Brad Dolman, taking 4 for 27 and 4 run-outs. So a good result for the first 7.
No, it was. We obviously had to improve on the week before.
Yep.
And obviously being rolled for 90, there wasn't much to do to beat 90. But again, we had some plans, and the guys executed those. The top 4 got us off to a good start, which is exactly what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
White and Lovell actually batted very sensibly for their opening partnership, and that really set the foundation for the rest of us to come in and get the score up to 150.
Brad Lovell made 33 and James White made 22 in a pretty solid opening stand.
Yeah, they did. And all fairness to Carnegie, their opening bowlers, they could have a few teams in trouble early because they've got a bit of pace about them, and they're quite smart. So they've got a bit to work with there. But again, Brad and James, they looked solid. They didn't give any chances, and it was very pleasing from our point of view to see these guys getting some runs.
Unfortunately, Brad was tough to get out, but he got run out, I believe. Someone might have burnt him.
Oh, hang on. No.
That's what I've heard.
I called 2 halfway down the track. It's not my fault he didn't look at the ball and see if it was in the air before he took off. So, anyway.
So you came in the 14th or 15th over and steadied the ship to give us a competitive score.
Yeah, we did. So 153 on that ground. It was quite slow. So, that was always going to be competitive. And again, the guys bowled really well and very smart. We bowled one side of the wicket, and we put pressure on. And the reason why we had 4 run-outs is because that pressure was there, a lot of dot balls, and the guys tried to create runs that weren't there, and 4 run-outs was the result. But Minaj, he fielded fantastic. He got 2 run-outs himself. I think the game-turning event was when Brad Dolman direct hit Hanley from about 25 out. So
well, he's their most formidable batsman, isn't he?
He never looks like going out. Against us anyway, he always looks very solid. So once we got rid of him, the rest fell into place, and we rolled him for 133, and we're 1-1.
And as mentioned, Brad Dolman, 4 for 27. He must have bowled really well.
He did. He took lead. Look, Brad's vice captain this year, so that's what we expect from him, to take leadership of that role. And he's one of the senior members now of the team, so we need him to be taking wickets this year if we're going to succeed.
Right, well, as I say, we're on the board, and in Longmuir Shield, I think, and we'll talk about this later, but I think there's there's one team on 12 points, one team on 0 points, and 10 teams on 6 points. So ultimately, we're only out of second spot by percentage. So the 2-day games start, and as I said, we'll talk about Longmuir a little bit later. But moving on to Woolno Shield, Bentley A&A played Cluden at King George, and unfortunately, we allowed Cluden to pile on some runs. They finished 8 for 210. I must say, Glenn Wilson bowled really well. He bowled 1 for 35 off his 9 overs. He's a real leader in the Woolno bowling lineup, and he really took it on board. James Coyne also bowled well. He proved that he's not out of Woolno Shield depth, taking 1 for 39 off 8 overs. Stewie Craven's been doing a great job with the ball this year. He took 2 for 26 last week, and he soaked up, he pushed through the overs and dried up the runs relatively, and took again 2 for 30 off, I think, 6 or 7 overs. So Stewie's doing a good job in the middle overs in the 2s, and myself cleaning up the tail again, just getting some cheap wickets at the end. But it was good to see Andy Lee play his first game back after an interrupted pre-season due to footy and whatnot. So he's not too far away, Andy. He took a wicket, and look, he's got that drop back, which is, I guess, one of his strengths as he releases from a good height. So that was good. We chased 210, and that's always going to be a big ask in a one-day game. But we had David Fulco in the side, and up until the second last over, we needed 18 runs off the last 2 overs, and unfortunately Dave just fell short going for a second run. But after making 61 last week, he just looked in ominous touch, and he made 84 again on Saturday, which was great. Me and Gilly opened the batting. We took the score to about 58 before I went out, but Gilly was also playing a great role, and he made 39. I think when we were done for 58, we fell to, I think, 4 or 5 for 90. 5 for 90, I think it was. And then Brodie Lawford came in with Dave, and they made about 60 runs together in pretty quick time. Brodie only made about 17 or so, but he just looked really good, and he didn't look out of place batting with Dave. So again, 16 years old, Brodie Lawford, and he's definitely one for the future, providing that footy doesn't take him away from us. But look, unfortunately A&A fell 9 runs short, and all out for 201, and we're not too dissimilar to the first, 1-1, and now for 2-day cricket we play Hampton United this week.
I don't think you'd be too discouraged chasing 210 and getting to 101. So
no, I
think
guess
you can take a lot of positives out of the loss.
Yeah, I guess the area is just to find out what we can do to prevent teams from running away like what Cluden did, making 210. That's all. In D grade, another close one, and the scores aren't too dissimilar to Woolno, but Aspendale Edithvale made 4 for 209. Sammy Wolf taking 2 for 35 with his mediums. A&A just fell 7 runs short. With Tommy Fitzpatrick, I think they required a 16 runs off the last over to win the game. Finished 7 runs short, but Tommy Fitz hit a 6 off the last ball of the day to reach his ton and finished on 102 not out. So well done to Tommy. He's got the capacity to make some big scores, and I remember probably about 3 or 4 years ago, Tommy Fitz made 96 not out in a Woolno Shield game, including I think 50 runs off the last 12 or 13 balls that he faced in that innings. Amazing. He's a big hitter, Tommy, when he's on. Cedric also again providing some support with 27. I think the game was over after Jack Morrison got involved running out Peter Bishop as well as James Fergus, and then getting bowled himself the next over. So poor Jackie, he was doing it tough on Saturday night, but cricket makes you a stronger person in the end. So good luck to that. Yeah. E grade, the fourths. A&A made 9 for 146, with Frank Lacano making 36 and Al Richardson making 35. They unfortunately allowed LePage to overtake them at 8 for 154. Frankie again getting in the wickets, 2 for 26. Des Falconer 2 for 37. Al Richardson 2 for 40. I believe Bob Dolman came back to the room saying that you don't deserve to win when you drop about 8 catches. So bad luck to the fourths. They're better than that, so hopefully we'll see some wins on the board very soon. In the fifth 11, A&A made 9 for 201, which isn't a bad score at all. Reece Brady making 36, Booty Wettasinger making 35, Gareth DeGarma making 32, and Paul Knight making 28 not out at the end. Unfortunately, they got past very easily, making Hampton United making 4 for 217. So bad luck to the fifths. And in 6-11, H grade, A&A made 203, which is a good score. Timmy Irving, who's been doing a good job in the 6-11, just guiding the kids through. He made 100, so well done to Tim, making his first 100 for the club. Well done. With not much support, but 203, well done. And Carnegie South passed them 4 down and finished 4 for 242, with Tim Irving again taking 2 for 35. So well done to Tim there, but unfortunately for the 6, another loss.